Hey guys, back to you again with truth and something I deeply feel I need to share and get things right in this world. For example, I'm in the Philippines, and whatever the perception or anything you might have, or like many do, this is a beautiful country, beautiful people. Um, it's not easy. People have um, a rough time making money, but they work incredibly hard, and they understand one thing very, very, very well, is that you can get things done and get through things and manage life by helping each other. And there's one thing that we can learn, especially everybody out there, or in this world system or Western world system. That's where I've been part of for a long time too, but never ever 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 go back to. I'd rather sleep on a beach or whatever. But in that world system, we're so individualistic. Everybody works hard, has money, but there is no sense of collective, really. And the thing they get right here, and the people have nothing, but they share everything. If you have a problem today, you get help. You have food, you can stay, and then the next day, if somebody else needs help, help back. That's the whole principle of community, and that's what makes you happy and what makes you feel safe. Why you think there's so much depression, anxiety in the Western world, even though people have money, even you have money, but you're not happy? By the way, all the manipulation and control and all that stuff called jealousy, envy, um, and the need for materialistic things comes from that world system they call reality, but it's in fact a big illusion. You're born and you need to go to school. Parents need to work so hard that they don't have time for you. Or need to put you in a daycare system place, pay a lot of money for that. And then you continue to the next school and the next, and then into that job, and then perhaps when you're 67 you can retire and have a bit of a pension if you're lucky, and they pay out. And if you're still healthy, that's not life. That's just completely controlled living. There's no freedom in that, and it's not how you're supposed to live. And I'm surely not gonna do that again, ever. And with all the shit that's coming, I recommend you to listen in and find sources where you can connect, and especially I advise you start finding a spot in nature. This is where you will receive your guidance in quiet, and there will be many thoughts and resistance from within and people around you. And even if you start making steps that are more aligned with your true self, that resistance becomes worse. People don't like it. They can actually be jealous or envious about that. They might want the same, but they're afraid to make that step or the leap. But you should start today. I talk a lot about emotional, mental, and psychological abuse. Well, actually, what I'm working towards is shifting you into starting to step into your identity and following what you're guided to do. And there's no safety in government, there's no safety in in that job with that boss. They can change their mind any second. Things can collapse any second. Um, there is so much wrong um, belief in finding security in that, but there is none. And trust me, and I lived it, I still live it, on nothing and with nothing, but with togetherness. And I'll share some videos later as well. Like here, people understand the principle of help each other out, and then you get things done, and as well, you can feel safe. The West, the beautiful houses, beautiful cars, big gates, but the house is empty. Here the doors are wide open, and if they see you're struggling, they welcome you in. Well, we live in this, or you, or the Western world, or the world system, people live in this gated place, not even knowing their neighbors. Everybody's doing everything on their own. Brings a lot of stress, unhappiness, and there's no true connection. No. And then everything, well, that this world system has created, which comes with a lot of pollution, with a lot of stress and disease. Therefore, there's a whole pharmaceutical industry that you can as well not trust. And you get actually ill because of all this, and therefore it's needed. Step into nature and you'll be able to heal as well up here. I don't know, I think I'm gonna end this, but I'll be back with more. But it's time to wake up. Much more shit is coming, especially in this and within this world system, including financial collapse and collapse of systems. And it's better to prepare yourself now and start living differently. And I spoke about this in many of my previous videos and how to start. And I need to have a bit of a break myself, but I will be back to share more with you. And well, the last thing, when you start living according to your guidance and step in faith, because it's scary, because that's the opposite of what the world or people around tell you what to do, and it's the opposite from the rational, the logic, that when you step into and make steps into trusting that guidance and making those steps, everything opens up for you. I promise you that. But you have to experience it, to trust it, and to then eventually do it more. But the beautiful thing is then the fear disappears. And you know that no matter what happens, you just follow your guidance, you will be okay. Doors will open that you could have never thought about. You will meet people you can never have thought about as well. And things will come to you that you as well never rationally could think of. Because in the Western world, you're programmed to think in a way that is based on your past and how to function in this world with a sort of fake security or a job, or before making steps that you need to create safety first and all that stuff that actually keeps you stuck way too long. This world as well promotes that continue this, you make more, you can buy that nice thing that you think you need but you don't really need, and that gives you maybe some pleasure for a little while, but in the end you will just need to seek something new. It's like this carrot in front of you that you're chasing. Imagine the rabbit and the carrot, but you never really grasp it until you learn this way of living in nature, in community, where you find true safety, connection, peace, purpose, and freedom. Yeah, you gotta fight for it, take some effort, but when you create it and you're able to stay free, and I help you with that, click the link if you want to start as well, especially if you're dealing with certain emotional, psychological, or mental abuse, manipulation or control, and all those labels, borderline, bipolar, narcissism, yeah, beautiful. It's just to give it a place. I use those words too, but just because it's recognizable for people. But it's just a concept, and they're not fully bulletproof and true. Then as well, there's overlap in all those things and all those labels, and it's more easy for the world to give you a label and to say, oh, you have this and that, and then put you on medication or whatever, instead of actually just seeing the world for what it is, and start living free. If everybody would start doing that right now, all the jealousy, envy, and if everybody steps in, you're going to discover your purpose, you're going to step into it. You don't need anything, and there's no competition, nothing. And yeah, you disempower maybe the government, but you empower yourself and the community and this world, and make it a safer place. And even all the darkness that's out there, and people with not good intentions, or those that thrive on power, manipulation, and control, and that think that's the only way to get things. I experienced many people in my own life, in my past, but also recent past, and you see it everywhere in governments and people in higher positions. They're wrong, but that's their way to keep it all together, make sure that they earn enough and a lot, and keep actually you and most people just running around in their rat race, or just poor. Hey, I believe in redemption, salvation for everyone. You're gonna start shifting together. When you start, you're as well part of shifting humanity. But it's first about you overcoming and getting through any kind of psychological, emotional, mental abuse, control, manipulation, whatever it is, becoming free, and then stepping into your divine life and purpose. And you're gonna inspire others to do the same. And that's how we collectively start shining light on this world, and we can transform even the darkness. Or it has to flee. Whatever it is, one of the two, but most beautiful will be if that transforms too. So it will flee, or it will transform too, by you starting today. One love.